Hey Charlie, welcome to the beach today on lovely Silicon Beach.
Thank you, Jude. I'm very happy to be here with you talking. Actually, this is one of the best offices we could ever have, if you call it an office.
It's an amazing 3D land, that's
Yes.
for sure, and really quite stunning. I have a question for you today. What is your power of intention deck that you have been talking about? Because with what you have done with your background and your experiences, you've been able to power a lot of this based on intention and intent. And due to all of that, you have created your visions of this power of intention deck. So just briefly, just give us the simple points of what that would be.
Sure. I really believe that the power of intention is also multi-layered. A lot of times people don't realize. I think the word intention is also needs to be paid attention because it's also called in games a goal, a mission, a purpose. So when you're learning anything, let's say you want to learn yoga, you want to understand why you're doing it. Like, are you just doing yoga to go through the motions, or are you connecting your body and your soul, and you're feeling the energy that happens through the movement? You know, that's all power of intention. It's mindfulness. The Buddhists call it mindfulness. It's all about just being aware of us in three spaces: the physical space, feeling your body, understanding how it works when you're doing any movements, your mind. Why is it that you're doing this yoga pose? You know, you're just doing here because it's 6 o'clock, you say you're gonna do yoga, and you're just doing yoga because you're supposed to do yoga. And then the soul, how does it make you feel? Like, no one walks out of yoga. I never heard of anyone come out and say, hey man, that was bunk, dude, yoga sucks. Like, really? Like, if you paid attention to that, no one comes out upset. Everyone's just relaxed, relax. And isn't that the purpose of our life? It just be relaxed and to enjoy life. So I think the power of intention is when you put everything together and you have more of a goal of the purpose of why you're doing this activity. And you also don't want power of intentions to take over too much, because then you start to pay attention to everything as intentional versus just letting go.
Nice. That is very specific on intention.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very well delivered. Would you care for an ice cream bar?
Yes, actually, I'm thirsty. I'm quenchy.
The ice cream man hath cometh to deliver.
Yes.
Stay thirsty.
What? Did they just give a sign? There's a, I guess, there's a skywriting with
Digital.
planes.
It's like digital arc skywriting.
Yeah.
I don't know. They do over the summer. They just do messages most of the summer.
And the summer right now, the message right now says stay thirsty. And it says Dos Equis, which would be nice if we could have a Dos Equis right now. See, that's mismarketing, I think, right? Dos Equis, I'm in. I bought the message. Where's my beer? Right?
Well, we'll go to the Venice Ale House and start a delivery service right now.
Yes. Dos Equis, please be aware your marketing needs to help us who bought in. Pay us or.
Look at
agreed.
nice. Well, intention, and I think that relates a lot to specifically even where we are and the fascination of this location with, surfers that are, very much intended on like a wave and surfing. It's a very, I think, specific, interested intent that you're going to have, like in the sport, that, is always a new game. And everybody plays a different game, that's all it is.
Exactly, and what's really interesting is in every game you have clear winners. And, I don't necessarily say that as like, who got first, second, third place. the winners is the people themselves who they put their body, like their intention, their power of intention is what made them get there. Do you see how powerful intention is? When you speak to all these winners, you know, who like, you know, NBA champions or like track and field, you listen to how, like, people ask, what was going through your mind? Nothing but the intention to put your body, mind, and spirit through this activity all in one moment. Nothing else, just to pass that finish line. No, they have, and you'll see people who, if you watch people who fall, you watch their eyes, the second before they fall, their eyes twitch. They lost focus, they lost intention to win. Something else came in. That's what meditation is to help you focus on your intention to do something and not to be distracted by everything else. And that's the power of intention. If you want to be the best at what you do, intend to be the best at what you do. Don't just think about it.
Nice, yeah. It totally goes along with everything that can follow after, if that's clear and well-grounded for the most part. Sweet. I'm getting the intended deck in all of this. Very good.
This is really helpful too, by the way, because I'm sure this is kind of a way to help me write this deck, because you're a good sounding board. You know, you're like one of my first. You're one of my, as we do sacred geometry, you're kind of a way for me to resonate a certain energy that helps me guide my intention. Right?
Nice. Yeah.
So go back to intention again. Like, for us to communicate, we're sharing, and you're helping me. It's like you're adding synergy to my vibration for this topic.
And this has been the Silicon Beach, like, tech state of mind. Been doing for a couple of years now since I launched the show. And, you know, it takes different forms. And right now we are in the definitely tech talk of this town, which I love so dearly, Silicon Beach here on the coast of Santa Monica. So
actually, I would love to say something specifically about digital and my place with digital, because I mean, I want to go back to what this is for you, which is a tech talk in a new age, right? In a new millennium. For me, I grew up more of an engineer in the digital space. I became a programmer, wanting to understand artificial intelligence and wanting to program. But then I realized neuroscience was connected to it, which is how the brain functions. And then when you think about the way the brain functions and how code functions, you know, you understand code is you create loops. And loops is basically, okay, well, I know that I'm waking up every day at 9 o'clock. That's my loop now, right? And so you can start creating what we call now habits. But intentions were always, what's the programming for? Why are you writing this program? What's your intention behind it? And that's what carries through the program. And a story is called an intention. Your intention to tell a story. You know, and a lot of people who write stories, you know, in gaming especially, because that's my background also, is I was in gaming and I made games for Disney. It's all about the story, and we were trained to understand that fundamentally everything is intention behind the story. So how do you tell a game better with story, you know? People ask us all the time, like, why are you making this game? How does this relate to my character? And I love marketing and have my share of debates with marketing. But they carry the really good ideas of marketing programming, right? Like, the idea of marketing is to help us kind of tune into that idea, to that resonance. They talk about food and how food is that color, red and yellow. That's marketing using it, but it's the intention behind the marketing. Like, if we could share the best marketing secrets to everybody that means well, you're always going to see people working together well. It's like, let's basically power up, you know, in the digital space, you know, power up, you know, or hyper mode if you guys are in the Street Fighter days, you know, hyperactive.
Or hyperator.com.
Exactly, hyperator. Just tuning on and expanding, like, the knowledge of, like, let's not let certain people control us. Let us all control our destiny using the tools that everybody understands, which is the power of intention. And the digital space is a great way to learn more about everything, you know, and to connect each other. You know, we're connecting through you. But when you think about it, when you listen to this video, you may not be with me right now, but if you break time and space, you are now connected with me the time you listen to this conversation.
Nice.
And so I've connected to the future, you know, in a way that you connecting to your present if you're listening to this right now.
Yeah, exactly. Because it does, and the moment is very intended too, which is an amazing space. And there is so much spinning in that world, and with people that are just like that 1% away from like globally getting all their light out there and their genius out there and like their specialness, you know. That type of thing is very liberating in a media sense and in a digital media sense. So hence that's for me, taking that back and just paying attention a little bit to the things that run our machines and things that record and things that trap this moment in time, you know, which is a very sacred thing as well. I mean, the Hopis, they don't allow cameras on the reservations. Like, they don't want their picture taken because it means it steals their soul. And they very much, you know, believe in this type of tradition. So if you're in the media, coming from LA, and you get to Hopi land, like, sorry, it's like complete reverse land. So
and actually,
and that will be our next episode of Silicon Beach. We're going to sign off for now. Hyperator.com again is another type. It's actually going to be a video gaming incubator accelerator for those of you out there that are identifying with all of this and you kind of want to check in there, as well as Silicon Beach One, their Twitter account, and I believe it's DaVinci 980. Yes,
DaVinci 980.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Charlie, man. And you guys, thank you all for listening.